So following on from last week's session was very much taken up by the dream/vision sequence that was instigated by Tuggles and Claude's scuffle in the underground tunnel underneath the Luskin Lighthouse. Tuggles interacting with the vines and the root system that were found within the tunnel, which the party have seem to deduce has a connection to the unnatural or significantly heightened fog that has been taken over the Luskin area over the last couple of months. With that, with the combination of Tuggles touching the roots, Claude interacting with himself there, and then the basically air dispersal combination of the root system, everyone was beginning to experience visions and hallucinations of an encounter long gone between three heroes of the past and their encounter with a large nature-based foe. With that, from there, the party basically made their way out of the lighthouse and had began to discuss that with their new friend Porter the Turtle on the beachfront. With that there, and from there, the party had decided that they'd been through a lot today. They'd already, on that same game day, they'd already tackled the hags and the crabs and the water weirds, so they're basically recovering from wounds in those encounters, as well as a mental overload of unique and distracting images. And the party took a long rest, and we're going to have a talk about that when we reach them. We pretty much have it that by that evening you went back into Luskin, made your way back to the Soggy Biscuit where you already had your rooms booked. You had your long rest, everybody's waking up, and they've already started to feel stronger, wiser, more prepared for the adventures that they have to come, as they are all now at level 7. And we find ourselves in the Soggy Biscuit with Tilda Greyfin, our surly yet approachable barmaid within the Soggy Biscuit. And anybody want to sort of get themselves up, rise and shine, figure out what's going on? Anybody want to jump in and get us started? Nobody wants to get us started, so that's the end of our adventure. The heroes have decided to do nothing. They experienced a lot, they had this vision, and they've just checked out and said, no, you know what, not our problem. We already got Danu, already got him into trouble. And yeah, no, we're done. We're done. So thanks very much for the stream. And we'll see you.
Rest.
Yeah. Yeah.
We need a real what?
A real rest. Somebody else needs to step up for a minute.
It wasn't always going to be us.
Yeah.
Always. Forever. It's always been. It wasn't even. What's his name? The Turtles.
Is our party about to have an existential crisis?
We need just 15 minutes.
Porter's already extremely experienced, that he's already had his fair share. He's had his adventuring time. And as the party rises down, Porter had slept outside. So it wouldn't have been any room for him within the Soggy Biscuit. He feels more comfortable out there. He's got his hooded cape on, which the party would have recognized from the trial, not trial of Tuggles, when he was the one that basically whispered in the ear of the mayor, Erlen Brent, to provide a little bit of extra context. And anyone who's in the Soggy Biscuit looking out, you can see Tilda basically looking over her shoulder, looking out the front door, and you can see that Porter is basically sitting at the edge of the dock area. You get the feeling he's not quite comfortable going onto the wood of the dock, just in case it gives way due to his weight, due to his bulk and his size, as well as his personal preference to no longer go in the water, due to not only his own physical afflictions, but also traumatic events from his past. So he's basically sitting on the first part of concrete or solid ground, with his legs kind of just dangling over the edge. And you can just see Derek Quayle, the the portmaster just every so often kind of just walking past this mound, this huge solid individual that even when he's sitting down is probably about the height of the portmaster as he walks past. He's a massive solid individual, but seems to be keeping to himself. And the portmaster, as you guys know, scurrying around, figuring out busybody work, trying to keep things going as best he can, even though there isn't really a lot of activity going around the dock. So now that the party have got rested, now that they're awake, they've decided they might do something today. So we'll see what happens.
So Bo would have spent the evening this time. He didn't really get beat up in the fight. He might have had some mental wounds by seeing the hag, but it wasn't really anything that he's developed a fear for. But he definitely wanted to spend the night trying to attune. He hasn't done this yet. He's been kind of fearful of it. He hasn't done a whole lot, but try to attune with. He's gonna play with George's lute. Try to I don't know. Try to start to understand it. He over the ship ride he developed some new characteristics and I've since multi-class into sorcerer, but he hasn't really explored it. So he's gonna spend that evening, developing, just trying to get to know the lute.
The main thing that Bo, even though sort of curiosity is taking the lead on that, what he's probably started to know is that while he didn't have much of a physical encounter during the fight itself, he's starting to get a bit of a persistent headache. Okay? But rather than sort of a migraine or anything that feels like it goes across the full width of your forehead, it's more the sort of your kind of, not even like temples, like upper temples, sort of along your hairline. It's starting to be quite sharp, quite heavy there. It doesn't really seem to go away even when you've had a bit of a drink. It doesn't really seem to dull it. So kind of imagine yourself as having a bit of a persistent pain, not sharp, nothing that's going to make you scream, but just if you were almost like wanting to massage kind of the corner of your forehead like this every so often, or if anything, that's sort of distracting has been happening to you over the last yeah. So very much there, as opposed to across the forehead, sort of very much in the corners of your head.
Yeah.
That's where the pain point is. So it's not quite temple, forehead. It's more along the hairline.
All right.
Okay.
Tuned. Got it.
Yeah.
Well then.
So thankfully, you haven't had any sort of Rain level of blinding headache or traumatic sort of manifestation of anything. It just almost seems like a sharp physical issue.
Gotcha. It's good to know. I have to ponder on that.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Let's say.
I think Storm. Were you saying something? I didn't hear you. Sorry.
He's talking to chat. We're not important.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry,
right.
I was actually muted.
Oh.
It was on my mind. Does Porter sleep in his shell or out of his shell?
He just sleeps out of his shell. He doesn't. He doesn't.
Well, that was gonna be my next move. Is Tommy was gonna go ass, so I was like, no, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
I just wanted. I wanted to picture him as in his big shell and just rocking back and forth just a little bit, almost like a crib kind of situation. But sleeps out of his shell. Cool.
No, sleeps out of his shell. Kind of just on his side or just moving about.
Okay.
Not that you would have seen it, because he probably hasn't slept, or you wouldn't really have actually seen him sleep. You'd kind of just be pondering that. So,
all right. Well, then Tommy is sitting at one of the tables here in the Soggy Biscuit, kind of off in the corner to himself, and he has a little a small kind of notebook, and he's kind of just thumbing through it, and then he does like this in the air, like he's figuring things out, and he's just kind of working through a little notebook at the moment in the morning.
That's cool. Regan, what about you and Tobin? What he's up to?
Just beating Tobin, I guess.
Okay, Claude,
How?
Claude Tuggles, and Tell.
Claude comes in. He spent the morning out just doing warm-up exercises, training with the sword. So when he sees people come down to sit, like he sees Tommy at the table, he'll come inside to do breakfast and sit with Tommy. He won't bother him yet because it looks like he's pretty focused, but he'll call Hilda over for some breakfast.
Okay.
As you come like towards the table, Tommy will kind of slide the notebook into like his chest pocket of his coat. Like, Claude, morning.
Busy morning, huh?
Yeah, just trying to get the mind right for the day, cause man, I dreamed and I kept seeing those images again and like that hand, and I just feel like we have a long road ahead of us, and I really just I don't know what is to come, but it's not going to be good, is what my gut feeling is. So I'm just trying to get my mind right.
You got any thoughts on where to begin? Looks like we've got options.
Tommy, like
just before you go into that, Tommy, we're going to give an opportunity for anybody else who kind of wants to come into this conversation.
Mhm.
So it's not like did you say this to who? So anybody else who wants to sort of join the table where Claude and Tommy are, just before Tommy sort of goes into that conversation, let me know.
Yep.
And we'll go from
there.
Okay, Tell's there. Bo's coming in. Bo had been sort of looking at his loot and sort of kind of rubbing at the side of the head, etc. Tuggles.
Yeah, I feel like just being that Tuggles is not super comfortable around, establishment people, that kind of thing. I feel like you would have kind of not had a super awesome like long night's sleep. You would have got up early and kind of just hung out outside and wait to see kind of when everyone starts stirring and then come back in. Maybe kind of just hang out on the perimeter near the trees and stuff. Maybe wait to see the pup get let out for the morning or something and note that everybody's awake, that kind of thing, and then rejoin.
So yeah, you would have probably had a bit of a disrupted sleep as well, in particular with everything that you had seen in particular as well, especially with your direct exposure to the root system. So you've had a lot to contemplate. You've been able to, while awake, you've seen Claude step outside and basically practice with his father's sword and sort of working through that. And as you're watching him, you're seeing every so often Claude's face kind of switches between determined practice and a troubled brow with that, and with that expression every so often with you will see for some reason the sword seems to kind of slightly change in color, but you're not quite sure if it's maybe just the morning sun reflecting off the sword, etc. So you've kind of noticed that a little bit. It's sort of from a distance, it might look like a deep amber or a light red. And with that, and then as that progressed, Tobin would have been let out. Tobin took a sniff around. He sniffed around. He saw you, trotted his way back to Rian, and a little bit of string plucking as well, as you can hear from a distance. Bo has been trying to practice in a tune with his lute. So, see, I would say if you're going to come back in, you're coming in through the back door, so that area to the back there. You can step in there. There won't really be a seats that are your size. So probably the best suggestion.
Standing. I'm good.
Yeah, the best suggestion for yourself would be to stand. Tilda looks at you as you come in. You don't get any sort of sense of a hostility in that. I think if anything, she's just kind of seeing where you step your feet, etc. Just more of a is this guy going to cause me, extra work? As opposed to any sort of direct hostility against you. Okay, cool. So everyone's kind of converging in on the table, and Claude and Tommy began to speak, and Tommy kind of noticing everyone sort of getting around him or being already at the table, became wanted to express himself.
The cloth that we took from the light, it like was covering the light, right? So it's like a big ass cloth that had the writing on it.
Imagine kind of cloth paper, and it was almost just kind of pushed against, and maybe like the condensation of it being a lighthouse is what kind of kept it stuck to the light area. But yeah, it's pretty big. But imagine like say like an A0 piece of paper. You know, it's not like a full tarp. It's not like a
Okay.
full canopy. So
Then
yeah,
Tommy will unfold that and kind of spread it out on the table,
yeah,
and be like, so when me and Rand were up in the lighthouse, this was kind of splitting the lighthouse light in two directions, and kind of what you guys were mentioning with the map, it seemed like there was like a forest direction and almost like a mountain direction. Is that right? And Tommy,
Yeah, actually, I had I'm gonna pull out the map that I had taken as well to compare it with it. And that yeah, there's there's I forget, there's some, it was
yeah,
marked
like
that,
yeah,
yeah,
it was like marked with a kind of scroll, kind of like it was basically
circled.
almost
Yeah,
yeah with
there's one in
uh,
the at the bottom of a waterfall, and then also there's a structure in the mountains on the map. So like, yeah, it's seems like it's in the forest and in the mountains, just kind of like what Porter was talking about.
and
I don't know. Should we? Seems like a good idea. Maybe first place. I mean, Porter has that dwarven buddy. Seems like he might be a good place to start.
yeah, that
The one
that
that,
seems like our best lead, especially if we're gonna do something in the mountains. And this again says about we need to gather the pieces. I still have no idea what the pieces could be, but hopefully maybe his dwarf friend will have information on something that he's heard of. Maybe there's something special or something unique or something that he knows of
Yep.
that people have come for before or something. I don't know, but
well,
at
we
least that
should,
heads us in a direction.
yeah, we should probably get ready for it. Not well. We should probably I saw you put away a book. Are you writing down like a shopping list or something? We should probably get ready to prepared for this journey. It's not gonna be an easy one.
Yep, just keeping it. And Tommy kind of just passed. He's like, "Yep, just kind of keep my thoughts organized to make sure I don't forget, the things that we've done and seen so far. My mind at times is a little, and you can tell he's like bullshitting a little bit, but he's like also a little sincere that his mind, he forgets things at times. He gets a little scattered brain. So, but yeah, just trying to be ready for whatever comes next.
I think I don't know about you guys, but for some reason, I don't know. I can't focus. I don't. If maybe we should. I don't know. I'm just gonna take a minute.
Well, what do the rest of you guys think? Me and Bo here seem to think the mountain is the best way. Do you guys have any opinion on mountain over forest?
Let's split the party. Nah.
Absolutely. You guys take the
Let's draw
mountain,
straws.
and
All right, DM, pull up straws
Forest.
and the shortest go.
Yeah. What's in? I mean, Toggle, are you from this area? I forget.
Yeah, I've spent a lot of time here. Yeah, in the surrounding area, not so much in the city, but
Yeah. Do you think you know your way around the mountains or the forest better?
I could probably lead you around the forest a little bit better just because of general familiarity, but I can manage pretty much the same anywhere, I think.
yeah, Tuckles. When you're more thinking about your sort of general skill set, that's sort of why you're thinking the forest. If of the two of them, it would be
Yeah.
forest, without necessarily knowing exactly where it is that you're going or exactly about the place that you're going to. So that you kind of get that feeling when he suggests that it's more of a, well, compared to mountains,
Yeah,
forest
I feel a
more
lot
like
more
it. Yeah.
comfortable in the forest for sure, but this is seeming to be a very uncomfortable time, so
Do either of these points on the map have any meaning to you? Have heard of anything or seen anything? And Tommy points to like the map that Bo pulled out. Something about a waterfall and
I don't. Not off the top of my head, I don't think so.
okay.
Did we ask Porter about these locations? I forget.
I think you briefly kind of talked about it, but not specifically about the locations. You probably talked a little bit more about the threat and the event itself, as opposed to exactly where you're going. So
He,
Maybe
I'm sorry, I was just gonna say he agreed to come with us, but I don't think he necessarily knew where. I don't think we knew exactly where we were going yet either. So
Yeah.
we'll fill him in.
yeah, you
figured
gotta get you gotta get the feeling Porter, maybe if you were sensing, maybe lacked a little bit of confidence in terms of how much he could actually do, as well as thinking back to the events themselves. So he wasn't like, yeah, let's go, da da da. It was more like okay, these people have asked for my help. I'll do what I can. So that's the sort of impression you got from him at the start, anyway.
It's like
Such
a
a good guy.
spiritual guide.
we know the general area. Maybe there's a landmark or something that he could point us to. Either way, we know what direction to head to begin with.
Tell any particular feeling one way or another, or Rain?
Whichever way gets us faster.
If Tuggles is more comfortable in the forest,
We kind
why
of
not start there?
yeah, it kind of seems like we have two guys.
Doesn't want to be on this adventure. She just wants it done already.
No, Rian's actually like, it's not about being done already. It's more just like we're seeing this thing again, and it came about last time with Cassera, and she just really wants to be able to put the evil down as fast as she can.
Yeah, don't worry. I wasn't putting you on the spot. I was like, you don't
Sick.
like my DMing job, you bitch.
Yeah, no, it's not like I don't have a hard preference of the forest. I just, in general, this is kind of where I grew up, so I'll always have like the forest as my home.
Well, I think Mountain in visiting, getting Porter and Borson together, could probably figure out more what's going on
Yeah.
with what we need. They had it last. How to get it. So
So
I think
mountain. Is
it's a
your vote?
mountain. That's what my vote is, and we're gonna need a donkey for it. That's 100%. I'm used
We
to
have-
I'm used to traveling by boat and down the river, and we don't have anything to carry much. But like, this is definitely something I think we're gonna need. It's gonna
We
be
have
a journey.
Tobin.
Tobin
I,
is
I
not.
can carry a lot.
And
I
in the
can carry
morning,
a lot.
I'm making waffles.
Exactly. Exactly.
I
He
get
just
it.
wants a donkey beside Tuggles. Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
We already
No,
went
it's
through
fine.
a swamp.
We already have one. We can't have another. That's right.
Should we put it to a vote, a hard vote?
Let's do it.
Or we can just flip
Hard
one of
vote.
the coins, one of the fake coins that we've picked up.
That sounds like fun.
Tommy instantly produces one of
Coins?
those fake coins and like rolls it in his fingers. All right, so heads or the head side.
Heads is up in the sky with the mountains.
Okay. I flip it. I need a even. We want to do evens.
Roll a two-sided die.
Dude, so I thought you
That's a
meant to
coin.
put to a vote of whether or not to get a donkey, not where to go.
The option. All
But
right,
yeah,
so
is this for my donkey?
even evens are mountains, odds are forest. Looks like we're going to the
Either way, I'm
forest.
still trying to get a donkey.
Woohoo!
And it's
Actually, going by the coin. Okay. Okay. So, DM, how do you plan for your sessions? I don't fucking know. I don't have a notion. My group let me flip a coin and decide where to go. I got flipping Harvey Dent in the team here over making decisions. I was just your pirate face, Tommy. Yeah.
Arr. Arr.
Okay.
Clean up this city.
So, well, basically, at the moment, there was a discussion between the group. It sounded like it was potentially going to be Martin because of you think the Porter and Borson connection, the coin. If we're going by fate, says the forest, and we also know the Porter is outside as well. So basically, imagine you guys want to go and talk to him, update him on that, or basically get a little bit of information. As well as that, there's the rest of the town here as well. If there's anything that anybody wants to talk to or look at, just speak up.
Yeah, can I go to the potions vendor? Which shop would that be? Half elf bartender, blade and barrel. Would they have potions?
The blade and barrel. Let me check
I know that's a
for you.
weapon shop, but I didn't write down like anything else.
I mean, they might have
Yeah.
potions in the barrels.
They might. That's what I
They
thought.
have barrels of
Brewing.
potions. You have to buy a whole barrel of a potion.
So
Yeah,
yeah,
you
so
need a
if you were
donkey.
Healing
So if you-
spell.
if you if you're speaking to Tilda, basically, and Tilda rocks up, and you're kind of getting an idea of what's in town again. By the way, Tilda, and she says, "So you got the barrel and the blade. It's sort of adventuring gear, blacksmith gear, along that sort of line, and it's got Rogar Flint Scale, who's a dragonborn, who basically runs that store. So it's more sort of adventuring gear and bits and pieces that you go along with. If you ask about potions, that she would go, nah, he doesn't really get involved in sort of alchemy and things like that. There's more, tangible things, that likes to make. He doesn't get involved in the science of stuff. And the other main store is the Dulcet Drawers and Drapes, which is basically textiles, travelware, and curios. And that's Mistress Valou.
Textiles being more like cloth armor, stuff like that. Yeah, so no potions.
No, not for them. No, there wouldn't really be alchemy.
Check the sea
In
shop.
this relation. Yeah, there's hookers and blow as well, obviously as well the sea shack. So
Is there Tilda? Does Tilda know of any botanists or whatnot on the outskirts of town, like going like any any mysticals or witches or whatnot?
she, if you get the feeling when she wouldn't have direct experience with things, but she sort of picked up bits and pieces from travelers and visitors as and when they come in. So is there anything in particular you want to sort of direct the question on? Because of course she wouldn't have been part of your conversation. She doesn't know if it's, if you're talking about mountains or forests or whatever. Or the town itself.
Yeah, what are you looking for, Claude?
Oh, I was just looking for potion. Basically, just stuff to stock up.
Yeah, that was on my checklist as well.
It was just supplies, general supplies. There wasn't anything specific. See if they had anything.
I think we should yeah.
I have like one potion of healing.
I don't even know if I have that.
EM notes down lack of healing
I
and
got
refuses to supply any shops that have healing.
I got a jar
Oh,
of dirt. I've got a jar of dirt.
You have a jar of dirt?
No, no.
So basically, yeah,
You wouldn't get it. You're not a pirate.
as you're discussing things, basically you find yourself kind of making your way towards the front door, and you can clearly see Porter there standing. Porter can hear the door opening and closing as you guys are coming out, so you can see him kind of lumber onto his feet and start to bound, just slowly bound. You can just see the big footsteps, boom, like a walking wall, coming towards you, which probably would be quite intimidating to most people, but obviously you guys are experienced adventurers, as well as Tuggles being one of the only people that's not actually dwarfed by him.
They both
Morning.
big.
Morning, Porter. How are you?
I am good, my friend. A disruptive night, little rest finds me these nights, but unfortunately, that is similar to many other nights. But the news you brought me yesterday um, certainly did not help me find my dreams.
Well, that's unfortunate, but it sounds like it's at least par for the course. Sounds like you're used to not having a terrific sleep. What
Yeah,
you were?
it's as you can imagine, this world I find myself. There's not a lot of places made for um, individuals like myself of my size, stature, and being. But so while physical discomfort, unfortunately, I have become accustomed to, this was more of a a conscience, more of a mental fatigue that has plagued
Mm,
me.
That's yeah. I mean, I've had a nasty headache for a couple days now, so I get it.
I'm sorry to hear that. I'm sorry to hear that. And you can
Hey,
tell you can tell whenever he's describing these things, there isn't even any sort of sense of pity or woe is
yeah,
me. He
no,
just
no full empathy.
describes it.
Uh,
He's like you asked a question, here's the answer.
Very matter of fact. Uh, so, so Porter, we were kind of having a little discussion. We're very unsure of where to start with with what with this quest. Wondering if you had any guidance on that. Where you might think we should start. If we should go visit the mountains, Borson, or head to the forest and find this waterfall.
Do my best to advise and provide guidance along the way. I do know though this is your adventure and I'm just here to try to make up for the past. So I can provide some additional insight into these areas, but I would still prefer. Unfortunately, I know that what I did not get the right results. So this often doesn't happen, but I don't have the confidence in my own decisions at this time. And the last thing I would want is for my mistakes to be inflicted upon you.
I understand. All right, but it's up to the coin.
And yeah, it looks like I think we've kind of had these two spots on the map, and I hold up the map that Bo had. We had we have this mountains destinations, and we have this forest destination with a waterfall. And after a lot of discussion amongst us, we decided that I think the forest, with Tuggle's possible guidance here, would be maybe the safer and more direct route at the moment. So I believe that's where we're going to be heading.
So I can provide a bit more expedition guidance for that area. Commonly known, but an old name. You would be more likely to see pilgrimages of sort to this area, called the Neck of the Woods.
Neck of the Woods is what it's called.
Neck of the Woods. Yeah.
Is that a specific spot, or the whole forest is known as Neck of the Woods?
So the spot that this map seems to indicate would be a place. It's basically a large gorge or canyon, where you talked about a waterfall. That's actually more a river falling into this gorge, causing it to fall. So it's a large gorge area, and it's been a very, very long time since I've known of anyone intentionally choosing to go there, outside of druidic pilgrimages of sorts. So I can try my best to bring you that direction, but it sounds like you didn't. At least that seems to be, based on your expression, that seems to be new information, which is good. You did rightly identify that the temple is Borson's own temple for his domain. So I've been there uh, twice before, a long, long time ago. So I can help guide you in those ways. Possibly Tuggles may know a little bit more of myself. I would have a general direction for Neck of the Woods. I would know a path for the temple. So if that helps,
since you've been there before, would you say it is, as far as travel, a couple days travel away? Because there was some discussion among the group about a possible donkey being needed, and I wanted your opinion if you thought we needed extra supplies for this travel.
Would you need supplies? You're talking approximately 3 to 4 days towards the temple, and mainly that's due to altitude. So, which would be a particularly risky climb. You've got lots of snow, lots of ice. As you can imagine, pathways that haven't been used for a while, so may not be the most welcoming. But at least there are pathways. While the Neck of the Woods is almost so lost, it's just in the forest. There isn't a very clear, direct path to things. You can have roads. You can roads along the way, but ultimately the final part of the journey, I'd say the forest is maybe it's almost a triangle. So the forest, you'd probably say, is a similar distance, maybe a little bit closer, but that's based on the crow flying. But there is no path that is direct to the forest, so it could be longer, it could be shorter. As I said, Temple of Borson, I have more of an idea. I can give you guidance and knowledge on that. Neck of the Woods is a combination of hearsay, scattered memories, and interpretations of ancient signage. Unfortunately, I can see from your faces my advice has not helped you make your decisions at all. But as I said, I'm here to help. I'm here to guide. I'm not quite ready to lead.
Well, gang, we have the unknown route into the forest, or a well-known route into the mountains. Do we tackle the harder route first in the forest?
The harder route. Oh, the harder route's the forest.
Oh, sorry. I guess I should say
Yeah.
the more unknown route, where it could take we might get lost in there. We might get backtrack on ourselves. It could take days or more weeks. We don't know what we'll encounter, but Porter seems to know a more direct route to the mountain.
At least the mountain
is
leading to
it
the
is
temple.
it is a combination of direct, but it's longer, versus unknown, and it could be shorter.
I mean, the coin already said forest, so
all right,
I'm ready to head out. Do we need rations, DM?
Yeah, I would suggest you guys. I know you guys would sort of generally manage that yourselves. Anyway, I'm more than happy for it just to have been a standard practice of experienced adventures to kind of stock up on things. Even with the Soggy Biscuit is both tavern. Obviously, it's an inn, so it's more standard sort of supplies. As Tilda said, it's very common for adventurers to come in and stop there and stay. So she would be able to provide that within your keep.
DM, are you?
So I'm happy enough. I'm happy enough for you guys to say it's stocked up.
Okay.
Provided the land is also bountiful. Having spent so much time in the forest, I can do things like make sure that we can eat and have food and water and stuff like that along our travels, as long as it's a smaller group. I think I can handle like maybe 6 people without having it be a problem. If I had to put like just a general number on it, maybe.
Nice.
I think, unless there's any big objections.
Tobin looks at you whenever you say 6. for some reason, because there's actually 7
Yeah,
people here.
I'll go 100.
Um,
It's okay.
okay, good.
um, yeah. It seems like unless there's any big objections, I think the forest is where we're heading. And I want to quickly also walk over to I forget the portmaster's name.
Derek Quill,
Derek Well.
DQ. Yeah.
I want to walk over. I want to double check. My ship is still at the dock, right? But my ship hasn't gone anywhere. Sweet. Okay.
Yeah. He was fastidious in terms of he's checking it over and looking
Yeah.
at it. You can see him almost trying to brush things off, or if there's not that there's cobwebs on a dock, but anything like that. If there's bits of seaweed sort of wrapping up, and he's sweeping seaweed off the dock area and trying to maintain nails in the boards and stuff. So he's very active, as if this is a high footfall area, but nothing's really happening.
Top of the morning, Derek.
Lots to do.
I just wanted to stop over, make sure everything was ship shape, if you know what I mean. And then he just like hangs on that to like wait to see if Derek laughs at the ship joke or not.
So Derek talks to you very like he's basically answering the question how the ship is. So almost the joke. It's not even that necessarily the joke went over his head, and it's not even an intentional. Oh, that's awkward. He just breezes right past it. Like he heard a question and he was getting ready. He's dealt with busy docks and people come up and ask their ships, and he goes, absolutely, sir, the ship is still there, still in dock. I'm keeping a tally of your dock fees. So we can talk about that at a later date, and but everything else, fine. Help them with the upkeep of the dock.
Excellent. We and my group here need to step out of town for a few days, and I just wanted to make sure that the ship was going to be fully taken care of, and
Absolutely. That's why you're 5 gold pieces per day. That's what it goes towards.
It was 5. I'm pretty sure when we got off the ship, it was 3.
For persuasion.
Not deception.
Yep, whichever one. Yep, because that's basically how you're trying to convince them.
That's a 25.
Oh, 3. Sorry. Did I? Oh, I must have quoted you the old price. Okay, well, fair is fair. It used to be 3 gold. But
good man. 3 sounds great, and I clap him on the shoulder.
Yeah.
And I lean in like just a little bit and be like, that ship will be here when I come back, right?
So, sir, on my word, you see how tight I run this ship. Kind of looking at you, kind of noticing the pun back to you, so you realize he did actually pick up on it. But he's basically going, I run a tight ship here. It's still going to be here. 3 gold per day. We're up to 9 gold at the moment. So do you want to cover that part of the tab now?
Yeah, when we get back, when we get back in town, I'll definitely might as well just take care of that.
Sorry. I said, do you want to cover it now?
Yeah, I don't want to cover it now, and I'll make sure I get back to you when we get back in town. And
okay, and do you have any idea when that would be, sir?
Yeah, we're looking at probably a couple days.
Okay. That's okay, and you can kind of same thing. He doesn't quite know what to say. So up to you. What do you do next? Yeah.
Tommy does a very big cheesy grin. Excellent. So the ship is in the right state when I get back. I pay my tab, and you gave your word the ship will be here. And Tommy does a quick double flip of his pistol and then puts it back. You gave your word, so I think we're all good. And Tommy will turn and walk away. Regardless
so,
of what
we haven't lost a ship in about 3 months.
Perfect.
That's the last thing you're gonna hear.
Yeah. And you won't start now. And Tommy walks back to the group. All right, I think we're good to go.
Bo's gonna want to take a look in Blade and Barrel, see if there's anything of interest in there. At least maybe we could get an upgrade on something. Figure we should stop at least at one of these fine establishments before heading out that have been created.
Bod will walk with Bo.
don't have to do that as a DM. If you don't visit the shop, you don't visit the shop. That's fine. So when you basically walk into the shop and you don't see anybody at the counter at the moment. It's a very rustic, a lot of natural materials in the shop, and you can just hear kind of grumbling and banging from the back room. So it's not sitting at a counter. It's not looking pretty. It doesn't look to be anyway sort of swept, or like you can't see bits of seaweed and puddles and stuff as they come in, and just as just clanging and banging at the back.
There's nobody in the front. Just hear the clanging and the banging in the back.
Yes, clanging and
Alright.
banging in the back.
I'm gonna start browsing around, see what all's in here. Sounds like he's busy right now, so I'm
Okay.
just gonna take a stroll through. What's this shop look like? I mean, I know you just kind of.
Yeah.
Are there
No,
shelves? Is it aren't? Like,
yeah.
yeah.
So kind of more stands. So you see a relatively limited stock, but you kind of get the sense that they are very well made, and it's not just mass produced stuff, and it's not disorganized. You get the feeling it's not particularly tidy, but it's also not disorganized, if that makes sense. If there's almost like a regimented feel about the place. So it's not pretty, but it's very functional, very organized. And you see mixtures of see the main kind of things that stand out to you are like items, like adventuring items. You can see things like ponchos and capes and buckets and shovels, lots of sort of, as you can imagine, sort of metalwork combined with wood, etc. And then there's a couple of key pieces. One that looks like, I'll just kind of give you the description rather than the full breakdown. One that looks like a torch, like a wooden torch, but it seems to be standing on its own on a stand as opposed to just as a bunch of logs covered with cloth. There's a torch. There's a set of daggers. There's a lantern, and there's a net. They seem to be this kind of the key items that sort of stand out to you the most, other than sort of general supplies or things if you want to ask about more general stuff. So yeah.
I was gonna ask, does the general stuff, is there like a branding on them where you can tell it's specifically this store, or it just looks like could have came from any store?
You don't see any branding, but if you want to investigate to see if there's branding, you don't know if it's a case of you not seeing it or it's highly precise.
I was just perusing.
Yeah,
I'm gonna check out the lantern.
Yeah,
so I don't have dark vision.
Okay, fantastic. So as you walk towards it, you do get a distinct feel. You can see the detail in the metalwork around that, and it is surrounded by a glass, but it gives a quite an unusual glow. If you were to almost describe it in a way, it looks similar to, it reminds you like a miniature lighthouse.
Oh, okay. I do.
And then you see a sign, and it's just so his signboards are like wood, and then they're branded. So it's like, that's the way he kind of does his signs onto that, and you just see 50 gold pieces.
Okay. Does it have? It's just like it's just a lantern, or does it? Can I do an arcane check on it or something? Is it?
Yeah. Obviously, because you're just looking at it. So as opposed to me, as you can imagine, I have a description here.
Yeah,
it's not the sort of thing that makes you go, well, you can tell from this it does blah blah blah. So
yeah, I mean, without him out here, that's a nat one. So sure as a lantern, huh?
Yeah, so you look at it and you can't even tell. Wow, this might be just like the brightest candle I've ever seen.
Yeah, I'm gonna pick it up.
Wow. Okay. That's the first time you hear the clang and stop.
Yeah. Okay.
And you just hear stomp, stomp. So I'm not sure if you can hear my feet or. But
can you put your feet on the mic, please?
Yeah.
You flip upside down.
Okay. Yeah. Basically, from that, you can see basically Rogar here steps to the doorway between the cashier and the back room, and he's got this basically welding hammer slash axe. As you can see, the sharp edge. You could imagine it sort of cuts leather. It can be used as an axe for wood, etc. And he's just got that on the shoulder. You don't see much other expression other than this very distinctive red dragonborn individual. Very well maintained but used armor or leather gear, leather armor, whichever you want to call it, his clothing. And you can see his size. He's probably standing at about 6'2". Good, good muscle, decent muscle definition, but also a little bit of age to him, because you maybe not the first dragonborn you've ever seen. So he's not. You don't necessarily see young.
Yeah.
And even the way he walks in is it's very solid. It's very direct. So it's not he's not even trying to creep up. He's basically just walking up, and he just looks in.
Can I get an insight check on him, see if he's actually like angry or like what's his disposition?
Yep.
Yeah, that's a 20. So
yeah,
not a nat 20.
So so that actually would have been a very, very difficult role with this individual. So red dragonborn, not the most expressive facial features, and also you get the feeling this is a guy who's very much used to holding the cards close to his chest.
Yeah,
you can see there's a but with that, because you can see it, there's a protective intent on that, but there doesn't seem to be any fear in his face, despite how many of you are in the shop.
Perfect. Morning, sir. How you doing today? I assume you were the one making the noise back there.
This is my establishment.
Oh, that must make you Rogar? Correct.
I am Rogar Flintscale. Nice to have you in my store.
My name is Bo. This is some companions of mine.
Hello, Bo. Hello, companions.
We're preparing for a journey that hopefully to tackle what we think might be the tackling the jinx, and I was hoping we could possibly browse your store and get supplies for the journey.
You have come to the right place, but I must say I don't believe in any jinx.
Oh,
It just seems like foolishness wrapped within lies to protect reputations of smaller men.
whose reputation is it trying to protect?
Most people, when you see they drink too much and they refuse to take accountability for their own actions. Fog and the circumstances we find ourselves in are more disturbing for me, personally. But I have heard whispers of this fickle jinx, as the people call it. But we can agree to disagree.
We sure can. We've had experience. It may not be the same thing that we're trying to tackle that they believe is going on, but there's definitely something bigger than ourselves that needs tending to. And I don't know if we'll be able to handle it, but kind of hopefully your supplies will be able to help us.
Will do my best to support your campaign. And as a former tribe leader, I think that would be the word within your common tongue, I would suggest to keep morale high within your party. So try as best as possible to remove doubt from your mind. You have a mission, go and succeed it. Don't try, just do.
I like this guy.
Strong words. Appreciate it.
So, how can I help you this day?
So, yeah, we're like I said, we're getting ready to head into a very unknown forest as well as the mountains Uh, but either way, it seems like it might be a dark, desolate place. I was looking at this lantern. Is there? I mean, it seems just like a very bright lantern. Is there anything special about this thing?
It's called the Lantern of Distant Glow. It
This
is an attempt by artificers within across the land to distill and make portable the benefits that would come with a lighthouse. So the ability to create light that could be seen for up to 2 miles away, even through fog and mist.
this seems like quite a thing. Why isn't this up in the lighthouse, pointing out for any ships that might come?
Thankfully, lighthouses have to cater for distances greater than 2 miles.
That's true.
So you can see, like,
However,
there isn't even sass in that. He's just
Yeah.
like greater than
I'll
2
just
miles for lighthouses. I don't think 2 miles would be enough to protect ships from the land,
as I
even though that lighthouse isn't even pointing towards the sea. And you can see that's probably one of the sort of the first bits of frustration you've seen on his face, because it's the idea that something that's supposed to be working is not working the way it should.
Yeah, yeah, totally understand that. We tried to get up there and fix it. We couldn't. We had no luck with it. It seemed jammed up. Whoever,
And Calric abandoning his post.
yeah, it is something. It's diabolical, to say the least.
To say the least, indeed.
Uh, but I'd like to go check out the daggers. You know what? Are these fine instruments? What are they? What's anything special about these? Are these your craftsmanship?
So just as the day, are you talking about the other sort of items I kind of highlighted,
Yeah,
or?
didn't you say there was a set of daggers?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So you get the feeling these days when he looks at them, goes, yes, I am particularly proud of them. I don't have any magical qualities within myself. They are just heavy iron daggers. Um, they do enable somebody to maintain an advantage of sorts over a greater distance due to the way that I have molded them, as well as the intricate detailing I have presented within the handles, which make them easier for concealment as well.
Okay. How are they for throwing? Any extra or extra, balance or anything that for, distance for
Most
throwing?
most adventurers, if they were in a dire situation that required daggers to be thrown, they would find themselves at a disadvantage if they were throwing greater than 30 feet. These particular daggers maintain the composure and their flight path for up to 50 feet.
Oh wow.
So
That is
they're
very
almost, I'm particularly proud of them, they're almost miniature javelins that have the extra benefit of greater concealment compared to the cumbersome that an adventurer would have with a javelin.
Oh, Tommy, that seems like something up your alley. I don't know. I like the idea of them too.
How much do those go for?
There's 3 of them that I have available, and they would be 20 gold pieces each.
You do any adventure discounts here? I don't know. Maybe
As you
you've
can
heard
imagine,
of us.
everybody that enters my store is an adventurer, so it would not be within my best business interests to provide every adventurer with an adventurer discount. Yeah, just like he just delivers it. There's no sarcasm in there. It's just that doesn't make sense.
Does Rian recognize him from like any clan meetings between the Dragonborn or any sort of like species discount?
Or maybe you
Yeah.
recognize like what clan he might be from.
Yeah.
Yes. So, the flint scale name is what stands out to you, Rain in particular. You've kind of heard of flint scale, and you know of a particularly successful campaigner and defender. Although there is one particular story of a field defense of a village that happened when you were very, very young.
Did you happen to be I don't, at that village? Just Rian steps through the front with her because she's still wearing that Dragonborn headdress.
Y-
Uh, at at that at the village that was um defended
Just
so
pick it.
long ago.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you come up with the name of the village that you're talking about and anything that you want.
Uh, every time you try to think of a name, it becomes on the spot. Athel.
Also, sorry,
Athel.
Athel. Yeah. And as soon as you step through and he sees the Dragonborn, he basically almost just the hand just goes and he bends. He just bows his head. He sees the headdress. He sees another Air Genasi Dragonborn sort of connection. Obviously, you're more blue. He's more red. And you can see that he averts your gaze. And Bo, with your 20 that you had, this is the first sort of sign of shame. Like everything else he's talked about here, he's extremely proud of. The way he made this, the way he presents himself, the way he walks into a room. This is the closest thing that you've seen the confidence in him drop.
Good to know. All right.
So he goes, yes, Athel was the site of my failing. There's no two ways that I failed. I couldn't do more. And there's now nothing left for me to go back to, and I find myself here.
Rian cracks a little bit, like tears up, and just puts a fist over her heart. It's like I also failed my Feltan clan, and I have no one left either.
Child, as someone who's been there, you did not fail anybody. That was me. That was my my party. Our scouts didn't come back. We should have raised warnings earlier. But in my younger days, I had everything under control. Everything under control. I thought. But of course, wisdom is never granted to the young, and wisdom is never earned without failure and setback. So for that, I am really sorry.
Rian just takes a moment of silence and then looks up and asks him, like, is there anything you can do to help us right now? I'm trying to do better and protect the people this time.
I wish you luck, and I will do anything that I can to help you. Part of your friends, they're now considered friends of my store as well. So you get the feeling very other sort of charm and stuff would have worked on this guy, but the real connection that he's had with Rian is the closest thing that you're going to get to look around. I will provide you whatever I can. At the end of the day, gold is an important resource, so there's no point me taking all of that from you if my gear can help you achieve your mission.
Well, I don't think
Appreciate it.
we could go without compensation, and some say in one way or another, but maybe there.
He looks at you. He looks at you. The offer was never for free.
No,
But he
no,
turns back.
no.
But he turns back to Ryan, and the respect kind of comes back to his face whenever he looks at it. Just but the fact that you chirped up out of nowhere and said about compensation is like he answered the question. Back to it.
What would we be able to possibly pay you upon return whenever we have more wealth, if you will, from our adventure?
as the DM, I would be surprised if you guys didn't have some money.
I guess. Yeah, that's a good point.
So
sitting here with
you're
I honestly don't know.
so my question as DM would be: are you trying to deceive him that you don't have money because you're aware of
No.
money picked up along the way? I know you don't
No.
necessarily have a ledger, but
Yeah,
If you deceive him.
basically my inventory only has 85. I'm basically trying to convince him that we will be good for it, but maybe we can't fully afford it right now.
But you got
so
85.
you have 85. Okay.
I got 85.
Tommy broke as a joke. I'm worried about the 9 gold.
Tommy's got
I-
fake shit.
Yeah, Tommy doesn't know how he's gonna pay the 9 gold for the ship already. Wait, did you all get ice cream? When the fuck did we get ice cream? No, but
Tommy has forgotten a couple of things. A, he has some coins of the nefarious variety.
mhm.
He also has a couple of platinum pieces.
Oh, a 1. I mean, a 1 platinum piece. But yeah,
Well, you're not the only one that has it because it was actually 10.
yeah. Well,
But if Tommy only has one of them,
I
so
didn't put it in my inventory.
I have some berries.
okay, cool. Well, basically, you do amongst you there are actually 10 platinum pieces. I'm going to say that as you kind of look through the bags, you have 8 of them. So 8 platinum, they're 10 each. You've got 80 gold, another 80 gold there.
All right.
Glad
well,
I think you
that'll
were the
be
one that
alright.
had the bag when we left the bakery.
Yeah, good memory. It was the
I think
bakery.
so.
If you
did?
wish to put it in your inventory. Yeah. Pretty sure you were in charge of it.
Me?
Yeah, because I handed it to you.
Claude, you're like the most level-headed of all of us.
I don't. Okay. Adding items.
No, that's
Got
perfect.
80 gold.
It was
Yeah.
how much,
I
8
handed
platinum
you
pieces?
8 platinum pieces. Yep. In a
Yeah,
bag.
platinum,
80.
which I believe,
not 80,
which I believe is
sorry.
80 gold. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Putting 8 PP in my
Yeah.
inventory.
I won't put
Yeah.
any PPs in you.
I
Well, it
guess
seems like
we'll-
he's going to want money up front then. I don't think I'm going to be able to persuade him then.
I mean, he's a shopkeeper. I don't.
Well, we're gonna come back. That's what I was trying to get at it. I was gonna say, like, we're not be able to pay you today, pay you Tuesday
ship
for
is
a hamburger
collateral?
today.
Sorry, what?
Yeah, maybe.
One thing I would suggest, my friend, is don't ever take it for granted that adventurers come back.
Very, very, very good. Very good. What? One last thing. What is this? So this torch that's standing on its own. What is?
Yeah.
Yes,
So
it's-
over to the side, you see 2 other items. You see the torch and you see the net. Right. The net has a bit of a glimmer to it, and the torch seems to be standing on its own. Away from that, basically, he describes to you that the torch is one of the things that has a magical component to it. That he did buy this in, so it's a resale for him. It emits a magical flame that burns through light fog in a 10-foot radius for 10 minutes per use. So as you can imagine, he sourced that especially with how things have been going with Luskan.
Yeah, yeah, that makes sense. Well, personally, I think I'm interested in the lantern as at the 2 daggers. Says so 20 each dagger and 50 for the lantern, but you said that there'd be a friend discount.
He looks towards Rain, so he's basically
We're here-
You almost get the feeling the request has to come from her, and it's more of a and he to convey that he turns around and goes, "And are you done shopping today, my lady?"
You have to ask your mom if you get the toy, Jake.
Yeah, I shoot a message to Rian. I think I have a message. Yeah,
Yeah,
that, saying like, let's see if we can get the daggers and the lantern. I'm good for the money.
Okay, we're definitely paying today.
Yes. No, 100%.
We're not burning this goodwill.
No,
Um,
I have I have enough to cover that.
As Tommy puts stuff back on the shelf, just like he was holding it, but like lays it back down. Definitely not.
Yeah, Rian will just look around and make sure everybody's got what they're looking for.
I'll approach Rogar and introduce myself. Claude Marcel Brightward.
To meet you, sir.
Pleased to meet you. Make your acquaintance. I'm impressed with your shop, and I was wondering if I could inquire about any heavy armor or shields you may have in stock.
Some shields. They're relatively standard shields. He's looking at your shield and thinking it's a. You can see an admiration in terms of the quality and the way that it's been made out. If I'm honest, I would have additional shields for you, but I wouldn't necessarily have anything that is an improvement upon the specimen that you hold today.
Okay.
It's well maintained. It's well, you can kind of see the appreciation on that as well. So with regards to armor and shields and things like that, you get the feeling he appreciates what you have without necessarily saying that it's anything better. So it's more if you wanted another heavy armor or heavy armor for somebody else, so be it. But it's not necessarily going to be like a +1 to anything you have.
I'm good then. I guess I'll just wait and see what we pay here for those negotiations.
And he said, Mr. Marcel, please pass on my regards to your father. I do appreciate someone who has worked tirelessly their life to build the Marcel merchantry brand. So, please pass on my regards to him. You get the feeling he's not gossip. He's not picked up on anything. It's like he knows the brand, but he doesn't know, like, none of that other sort of gossip or word has sort of reached him.
Okay.
So there's no sass. There's no like I know exactly what your dad did or any of that. There, you just get the feeling he recognizes the name and appreciates the merchandise.
I'll just I don't want to get into all the gossip. My brother Rickard has recently taken over the family business, but I will pass on my word, and I appreciate your kind words regarding.
Thank you. I will. I just wanted to pass that on. I'm not looking for a discount of any kind, but I will keep my ears open and patience for hopefully if Rickard finds himself in this area and we can potentially do some business together.
I will pass on the regards. Thank you very much. Make a mental. I'll just make a note in my.
Yeah.
What's up with that net?
How does Tuggles say that to Rogar?
I've just kind of been looking. You said it was kind of shiny.
Yeah.
I've just been looking at it,
Just
looking at it being all shiny. Yeah, like.
Yeah. So basically, the reason I ask is like, do you communicate with Rogar? What's up with the net, or do you say it in a?
I mean, yeah, probably not like that. Probably more like, what's this? Just very like bland, plain. What's this?
That child, and he kind of looks at you, but you can kind of get the feeling it's more like he thinks you're young, but he does acknowledge your size. So it's not like a boy, sort of thing. It's just like he just kind of got from your demeanor that there's youth in there, and he goes, that net is reinforced with silver thread, which means it's particularly effective, especially for creatures of different planes or mythical levels to that, such as lycanthropes, certain demons, fae, etc. So for a normal human or a normal animal, it's a net. The value comes in terms of understanding thy enemy, understanding your prey, and having equipment accordingly for that.
Is there a price tag on this one?
Yeah, it says 60. So but the branding of that says 60. So you've got the net that's 60. You've got the torch that's 35. You've got the lantern that's 50, and then you've got the daggers that are 20 each. So and that's let's call that's normal sales price. That's not that's pre Rain's influence.
Anybody want to make a call on what we want for sure?
It's all very
Ooh.
enticing.
For sure, the lantern.
Lantern for sure.
Personally.
The net, I mean, you never know when you need a good net.
And
Yeah, I noticed
Didn't
you
you
said
say
that
had-
it was good for mystical beings. And
yeah, and we're dealing with Fae, aren't we?
pretty
Or
sure.
something like that. I
I
don't remember.
think that's what Portis said. Portis
Yeah.
Tortoise.
Uh,
He's not in this room, right? He waited outside, right?
Like,
Okay,
most door frames for him are not big enough for him to go in. So yeah.
Tommy Daggers, any decision on
Then like
that?
a nickname, Tommy Daggers.
Hey, I'm
hey,
Tommy Daggers
Hey,
over
hey,
here.
oh, say hello to your
Come on
mother
in
for me.
here.
Yeah.
Tommy Daggers, that's me. I ain't
Hey,
seen
it's your
nothing.
boy
Daggers.
Tommy Daggers. No. Tommy is like, I'm good with these, and kind of just spins his pistols and puts it back in his pocket.
So
So lantern,
lantern
and
and
net.
net.
So if you wanted all of them at the moment, that's what 110. 2 daggers is 150, and the torch is 35, so that's 185. If you want all of them, or you can mix and match.
Yeah, I think just
185 gold.
185 gold if you want all of them. So it'd be 18.5 platinum.
Lantern.
No,
Lantern
185.
net.
Yeah,
And how much
yeah,
silver?
Yeah,
I have 20 gold, but I don't
Yeah,
just
yeah.
keep converting.
yeah. I believe, or at least if we want to just go with the idea, in my world, I'm going to go with platinum being 10. It might be 100, but I think it's 10. It is 10. Okay.
Lantern and net. So what? 50 and 60, right?
50 and 60. That's 110 before Regan
Before tax.
makes her request.
For the rain discount. Use
Can you
code
get us
RAIN
the-
at checkout.
Is there any wiggle room there?
Is the best that you can offer.
Maybe we can make it a flat
So it's
100.
respectful, but it's still a business.
10
So-
bucks? 10 gold? That's it? I guess that's 1 platinum. That's me out of character. I wasn't saying.
I respect this guy.
Me
He's-
metagaming.
Sorry, what's the number? 1 platinum?
110. So 110 gold. That'll be 11 platinum, but obviously you don't have 11 platinum.
You
So,
can mix and match.
but there's the platinum, and then there's like the gold that Bo was talking about. Like he's got gold and etc. And Tommy's getting basically he's got his boat on retainer at the dock. So
Again, yeah, my character sheet says that I have 20 gold. I don't know if it was from like my background feature or something. I don't know if I would
Yeah, that's
have
fine, that's
any
fine.
money,
No.
but yeah.
yeah, no, I'd say even
Happy to
just you
contribute.
understand. Like yeah, you
I can
even if it's
function.
just
I
case
don't
that you
like
picked
it,
it up.
but if I'm in town,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
So then we have 105. Well, he and I, Tuggles and I, since it's us that
Mhm.
are trying to buy it. For 105.
Can we go down to 105? And she just looks down with a little eye.
I will do you one better. I will do 95.
A better negotiator than you are.
I don't know why we only asked for 5. We're getting a discount,
Sold.
baby. Let's try to let's get as much as we can off
You-
this.
So it's just this idea. You can see that like her influence is really impactful. Like it's kind of knocking a lot of the stiff upper lip kind of out of him. But he also doesn't want to sound disrespectful by saying, "Oh, this is me beginning to repay my debt," because lives aren't worth any amount of coins. So that's why he did the worst negotiating ever in terms of going down on the price that you already offered him. He's just trying to do something. So 95.
All right, I hand
What?
Rian. I'm gonna hand Rian 80 of my gold Tuggles.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say I'll throw my full 20 in. I don't need money.
We
That's
we
Okay.
can
I
can
didn't
consider
need
the
money.
the platinum is like party fun. So if we want to use that
Yeah.
8 platinum and then
Bro.
just figure
We're gonna
out
have a
the
pizza
difference.
party.
Well, we were gonna. Yeah, I mean, I wanted the lantern. He wanted the net. Fine. Then we have the
Yep.
party fund still for whenever we need to bribe people or whatnot.
All right, fair
Yeah.
enough.
Or for like ship
you
expenses
don't
or
you,
something.
you don't want to like keep the gold in case you need to break a platinum.
Yeah.
It's
I
like-
got 10 gold pieces. It's fine. I can break a platinum. still.
you got, okay, cool.
They look
Okay.
flimsy. I could break one of those if you need me to.
So what are you doing? Are you just even for the ledger? Are you giving gold or are you giving platinum?
I only had gold.
Okay, so you're sticking with the gold. Okay,
Yeah.
so
I give it to
Tuggles is,
Rian.
yeah, so Tuggles 20. Tuggles kind of has his little bag and he's like, I'm not really going to use this anyway. Kind of hands it over, and then 75 from Bo.
Yes.
Okay.
Yay, lantern. Give it to me. I can run over and grab it. Why run over? I mean walk over excitedly and pick it up.
yeah, and he's fine. At the end of the day, the transaction being complete. It's not like you before you touched it and you hadn't bought it. You were about to get a if you break it, you buy it type
Oh yeah.
thing before you engaged. And that's fine. So I wish you all on your mission. Quick look at Rain, hand on heart, head bow. And if there's anything else, you know where I am. And I wish you luck.
Thanks.
Thank you, Rogar. That was much appreciated.
You are welcome.
It's not your fault either, Rogar.
You see him. He's about to turn away. Kind of looked over his shoulder and just big deep breath. The exhale is through the nostrils, so it's a very serious a nod, and he walks to the back, and you just start hearing. You start hearing clang, and at the start, the clanging was really loud, almost like he's trying to get the frustration out. But then you hear another snort out, and the banging becomes a bit more regular, a bit more relaxed. So, you brought a bit of peace to this individual.
Mission complete.
Who was
I
it?
just love the idea of Rayan just popping and going, by the way, I'm Dragonborn. Hey, Jesse, buddy. Yeah. Oh, hey, you look like me. Okay, cool. So basically, as you step out of town, Porter's outside. He's kind of just watching around. As he's standing out there, you see that Mistress Valou is right outside her shop, which is across the way. She's kind of slightly kind of busybody, looking at Porter, who's just looking kind of blankly in her direction, and she's like, because she's a gnome, so it's like a not intimidated by the size, and just walks into her store. Doesn't slam the door or anything. Just there's a imagine your sort of classic Karen energy, but less of an asshole. But just if she could, she probably like, do you have a permit for standing outside the shop? So yeah.
That's weird because I know
So she's
really
there.
nice and respectful Karen. I don't know. What are you trying to say?
Okay. So yeah. So you've got her store, and then you've got like mayor's office and etc. And then you've got the way out of town. You get the feeling the Porter he was looking in the direction of Mistress Valou's shop, but because her shop's on the corner, he was actually looking down the path towards the outskirts of town. But from her perspective, this giant turtle was staring at her shop and not buying anything. So
About to have some beef in the streets.
Turtle soup. All right, folks. What do you think? Anybody
Ready
else
to
have
go?
anywhere else?
Sooner we go, the sooner we get there, right?
Lead the way, Tommy. Oh, Captain, my Captain.
Now,
Follow the yellow brick road.
because we went back and forth so many times, we did pick mountain, right? Is that was the final decision?
I literally just threw it on you. I'm done.
I think we did come back around to the mountain because of Porter being able to get it. So I just turned towards.
No, like
Is it not?
no,
Is it-
literally, even I confused it, like because at one stage Claude went, "Sure, the coin already said the forest. Let's go there." So I think so basically, so Porter. Let's put it this way. At least the way out of town's the way out of town. They're both in that sort of general bearing. Okay, so you're going to kind of split off depending where you go. So you can at least be walking that direction and kind of squabbling among yourselves. Just, which way are we going again? Which way?
To be clear,
So-
Claude doesn't care where we go. He just wants to stop talking about it. And the coin said forest, so that's where he's headed until somebody says otherwise.
Sounds good.
Did Claude eat breakfast this
I
morning?
don't want to roleplay anymore. Just
Yeah,
pick.
yeah.
Claude doesn't give a fuck. He just wants to start moving.
All right, then yeah.
nice, respectful Claude comes out of the shop, just like sick to the teeth of like, we just decide where to go, murder.
Then since it was decided, it was thrown back on Tommy. Tommy just turns to Porter. You know the best direct route to the mountain. Let's go there, and you know, like yeah, and we'll head that way.
Okay. So and he just goes, just obviously to put it back, and he goes, so we're not going to the neck of the woods.
No, I think that's so unknown, and you have a friend in the mountains that could maybe even give us more information of what we might find in the forest by chance. So I think going the direction that gives us the most information, and maybe you have the best knowledge of where to get to, would be the clearest route.
Okay, fantastic. So basically, as you're going out of the town. Tuggles, you know this area. This is quite close to the lumber yard area that you had been brought in after your altercation. Okay. But you don't really see anybody around. So it's not like you're kind of keeping your head down or whatever. You do see the odd member of the public kind of giving you a bit of a scowl, but no one's approaching. You don't know if they're like family members of the people that got hurt, or doesn't matter, right? But it's not like a full town looking at you guys as you're going out. Okay, so let's just say, marching order, you're making your way through town. You don't have a donkey, and you're making your way in the general direction of the mountain. Porter is out front, and you do find yourself probably walking. I'm going to say at this stage you weren't in the shop that long. Let's say like 9:30. You know, business is sort of open around about 9 o'clock or so. You're walking till sort of high sun. So you're getting to like sort of 1:30 in the afternoon, and you're making your way there. Do you guys want to engage either with each other or with Porter, or I can move on to kind of the next thing since you're going in this direction?
Anything in particular?
Yeah, I don't necessarily have anything for Porter.
Okay, because as you're walking along, basically you see this individual coming past you. Not a very well-to-do man. Walking along the road, keeping to himself, got his eyes down, and there's four beautiful swans following him as he's coming down the road. And they're following him quite close, relatively organized, not like a perfect line or anything, but they're sticking pretty close to him. And he's just walking past you guys on the way into town, and you can see that he's got a bag in his hand as well. So, do you want to engage with him or just watch him go past? And this is not an actual like DM. I come up with this amazing thing. You have to talk to him. This is the way I intentionally set up these things. Some of them are super meaningful, and others are not super meaningful. But that's the fun I get to have.
Crap, is this reverse psychology? Is this a DM not saying that the DM set up something that the DM really set up, and then now he wants us to question if he set up what the DM set up?
Hey,
I
right?
cast Bane.
I trip him.
Tommy just takes advantage.
Fireball.
This guy looks suspicious as hell with his swans.
Kill the swans.
So he's trudging along, and rather than sort of you guys sitting there, he's trudging along, and if you don't do anything, he's just going to walk past.
Sure he is.
I mean,
I-
Tom.
I'm
Tommy,
gonna let that man go.
I'll take 10 minutes to cast Speak with Animals as a ritual and see if these geese are being held captive by him.
10-minute ritual. Dude, stay still. I'm trying to talk to your swans.
Yeah.
Okay, so this man trots on by, and as he's passed all of you, all you hear is, "What was their problem?" And then a second voice goes, "I don't know. Anyway, let's get into town."
That's fun.
They're here for the circus, I bet.
As you are continuing along, this is about another hour away as you've gone past the man with the swans, the unremarkable man with swans. And you come across you reach a ridge that you're looking over, and the scene in front of you is very, very open. It's probably one of the first areas that hasn't been, or one of the first times you've seen that hasn't been incredibly dense with fog. It's just it's lighter here, as you've kind of been moving away from Luskan. So it's a little bit of light, but there's still definitely fog there. There's still definitely mist, but because it's like the middle of the day, like the brightest, the sun is trying its best to get through. You can see probably for the first time a little bit of distance in front of you, and within that you can see in the background of that you've got your mountain areas, and then obviously towards your central of the forest parts, and you find an old man painting.
Tommy just
And
kind
the
of
party continued to do nothing. And no, I'm joking. I'm joking. No, I'm joking.
Tommy will just kind of walk up, not speak, but just like look over his shoulder and just kind of admire what he's doing. It's definitely a skill that Tommy does not have at all, but respects it. So
Yeah.
he just kind of stands there quietly looking at it.
Okay. Because you're standing there, he doesn't seem to react to you. You haven't said anything to him.
That's what Bo was gonna say. Hello, sir. How you? That's a lovely painting you have.
Oh, thank you, child.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And he
I didn't
turns
mean
around.
to scare
And he
you.
turns, yeah, and he turns around. And there's just nothing in his eyes. He goes, I try my best. I try my best. He's not reacting to Tommy's hands at all. Like Tommy's silently doing this. He's not reacting
Bo
at all.
turns to Tommy like,
So
Don't be alarmed, which could probably shocks you a little bit. He goes, "Don't be alarmed."
how
But
how do you do what you do?
oh, this it's just to pass the time, and you get the feeling like you're looking at this painting and it's like it's really accurate, it's really nice.
Yeah.
But he's almost like, "Oh, well, I just do this to pass the time."
when you say pass the time, do you know what you're doing?
I'm just trying to appreciate the time I have left in this world.
How are you? Yeah. So how are you appreciating that time? Just curious.
I try to leave a record for those who are coming after me, and just try to show my journey.
Are you doing that from memory?
No, I've never been here before. I'm a wanderer. I find places to go, and
So how are you doing that painting so accurately?
is it accurate?
It's amazing.
I don't really. I don't
gotta
have
do
much
an
experience.
I gotta
Yeah.
do an insight check on this fool.
On this fool. How dare you have talent, bitch?
I'm about to cap
It's
this
a
fool.
7.
7? Seems like he's genuine to you. As far as you
Well-
can tell, your classic DM, you rolled a 7 answer. He seems genuine to you.
I'm gonna
You get the feeling. I just have this feeling it's lacking something. Like something's missing. I get the feeling there's not enough life in this painting.
I'm gonna inspect the painting.
Mhm.
I don't know.
He lets you.
Maybe-
Like you just stand there and you can kind of see him. He kind of shimmies his knees away from you just so you can get a close look at the painting.
Is there?
How did you get yourself out here with all this equipment?
Thankfully my feet still work.
Tommy's overhyped. So what about your eyes? They don't work, do they?
Not in the traditional sense.
How many fingers am I holding up?
Which hand?
Both.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. And you can't get the feeling when he said that it's like he knows that the hands have different fingers. In case you were like trying to change the thing.
Yeah.
So with that, he just goes which hand. So yeah, I goes. Is it?
You're right.
The hand that holds the most secure pistol.
How many on that?
So you haven't given any indication that you're armed or anything. It's
yeah.
Yeah.
And then how many fingers now? And Tommy puts his hand on the pistol. His other hand goes down to his pistol at his hip.
Just keep your finger away from the trigger, sir. Please.
I don't like your magic that you're doing.
I'm just perceptive. I'm just trying to sense the world around me.
Okay.
To try to de-escalate things, sir. I think I've come up with an idea of what could work for this. Would you and your friends mind posing for my painting? You can keep it. I will give it to you.
I don't want to.
I don't like it.
You
He
know
said he
what?
needs life in his painting. I don't like it.
There's
Out
people
of
have done
morbid
inside
curiosity,
done inside
I was
checks.
gonna-
Would anybody else want to sort of investigate the situation?
Yeah, I'll insight for like how earnest he is.
Yeah.
Is there bad intention here? It's a 14.
Seems genuine. The thing is, like a classic book thing. I have to say, seems genuine, regardless of the score. So if you roll a 7, a 14, or a 25, it seems genuine.
I'm gonna, out of Bo's morbid curiosity of what's going on, he says, "Yeah, I'm gonna."
Morbid's a good word. Yeah, morbid. Yeah. I'm only joking.
I'm not sure what's gonna
joking,
happen.
Yeah.
He's gonna. Yeah, I'd be willing to pose. Do you think you could maybe have me with a donkey friend? Think you could do that? Or do you think, or would it just be me?
Well,
Tell you
would
what,
be a
you
nice
just try your
memento
best.
for your party.
Just you try your best. I'll pose
Okay.
as best I can, and I'm
And is Bo the only person posing?
I'll pose.
Okay.
He seems genuine.
Tommy's not gonna pose. Tommy still remains like behind him, but now my hand is on the pistol.
Yeah, Rian is very skeptical. What is Tobin doing?
We left Tobin
Sniffing at that little pot that's on the ground.
Oh, okay. He's not.
Just with the paint, and you can see him sniffing at that, and sniffing at the shoes, and sniffing at the bottom of his cloak. But he's just sniffing. There's no growling. There's no.
Have you ever had
Rian's
anyone?
still skeptical.
Have you ever had anyone paint yourself, sir?
I don't think I'm much to look at.
Yeah, but there's much to be seen. The eye of the beholder, right?
There is quite often more to be seen than there is on the surface.
Why don't you pose and I'll paint you.
If you don't mind, I will turn down your very kind offer to paint me.
I'm about to go off on this dude. I don't trust
How
him.
dare you, Clint?
No.
This asshole's got a hobby. Let's kill him.
God forbid a guy has a hobby.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bo's gonna stand out in front of the canvas, looking out
Yeah.
over the scene,
Okay.
kind of like side profile.
And I could do perception or whatever check. Is he actually like holding supplies? Like he has like the whatever it's called that you put the paint on and actually does it, or does he just have a paintbrush?
Yeah, he's got paint. He's got like
It's all
he's
set
got
up
like
like
the little
he's-
handle. Yeah, so
Okay.
you can get the little pot is basically dirty water with like paint as these kind of changing colors and
Okay. All right.
Bo gets a hint of inspiration. He starts juggling. He takes some rocks that he picks up off the ground.
Sir, would
there are
you
four
sir
of
would
them.
you remind staying still, please, just to
Oh.
help with the pose. I'm not able to capture moving
Of course, yeah.
moving pictures.
Then he's gonna pose as if he was in the middle of juggling. So he's like,
Okay, cool. So Bo and Claude posing.
Yeah, I'll just like a soldier's pose, like add attention,
Yep.
hand on sword.
Okay, cool. Rian, Tobin, you get the feeling wants to go in front of the painting. Do you let him? Do you follow him?
She's letting him do what he wants, but she's still not. She doesn't like the portraiture either. So
Yeah. Okay.
he's his own dog. He can figure it out.
Okay. So basically at that point, Tobin's kind of looking back at Rian, and she's not following him. So he goes in and he takes a seat. He's basically on the left side, so you can kind of see Claude's a little bit in the middle. Bo is a little bit off to the right hand side, and Tobin's in the middle. Oh, sorry, Tobin's off to the left side. Tommy is suspicious as hell. He's got hands on his revolver, and he's pointing he's thinking about pointing them at a blind painter.
Nope. Tommy's standing behind the painter, looking over his shoulder.
Yeah.
Tommy doesn't want to get painted. Tommy, like even just as a pirate, doesn't want his picture to be known by people.
Yeah.
Like anytime his picture's been possibly drawn, it's because it's on a wanted or some kind of poster like that. So Tommy doesn't want to be portrayed at all.
Well, do you have a preference?
I'll be here. Del, do you want to get painted like the pretty French girl?
In the meantime, Tuggles, what do you want to do?
I do not want to be painted.
Okay. Cool.
Hey.
So, yeah. Okay, cool. Well, so while you stand there, and basically...
Can I stand, like, a little bit too close behind him and, like, watch over his shoulder as he's doing all this?
Yeah.
And just kind of hover?
Yeah. And basically, as he starts painting, so this is going to almost act like basically everything else. It's like a short rest. So for about the next hour, he's painting away. Tuggles, what you sort of notice in particular is that he starts painting quite a large green figure into the middle of the painting. Anyway. Okay. And kind of nicely, because it's lining up with the timings that we have for today, this is how we're going to end today's session before we go on. And at the end of it, the party have the memento.
Oh, look at that.
So even though you guys didn't you get the feeling that this guy's not really based on sight anyway. And basically he's created this image, and you can see the details that are in here. You've got so you've got a little bit of detail towards the mountain, so the temple here, and activity here with the forest. And as I go through this, Rian, you're knelt down beside Tobin. Your hand is resting protectively on his back. Your scar around your head and around your body and your shoulder, it's faintly visible. And your other hand is glowing faintly with a touch of crackling energy. Okay. Claude, you're behind. Basically, you have your shield at the base here, down in front of you. You have a complicated expression on your face. An attempt to hide your expression, but there's a sadness that you would think in your eyes. Most people, when they're looking at this, what you get this feeling of is that you feel seen when you look at this. So not everyone necessarily is looking at everybody else is getting these emotions, but when you look at yourself, you get this feeling of, oof, this guy's really capturing the sort of capturing is probably a scary wrong word, but he's demonstrating, he's in this moment, he's captured in the painting a real connection with yourselves. Tell in the middle, obviously there should be more of a height difference between Tell and Tuggles. Tell, you have your stand very upright. You've got your cleric symbol hanging around. Your shadow, however, is a little bit distorted. You get the feeling that if you look at the shadow for you, is different from the, let's call it, the face value that you have in that. So you get this expression of the tell with the Viator sort of different personas in that. Okay. Boduk, you are actually crouched over. You didn't get the pose that you wanted. But you've basically got your lute in here. You've got your hairline, and basically you've got sort of scarf. So this is the same lute that you got from George the Bard. And there's a slightly pained expression on your face with that. Okay, definitely a bit of a pained expression, kind of similar to what you're feeling now.
Yeah.
Okay. Tell me, casually in the thing, you've basically got your revolver in hand. You've got your pistol, and the daggers. You can see a performative smile on your face. But also what you notice as well is you get that very kind of, because you're crouched down, it really gives that sort of claustrophobic feeling as well, as if you're like being pressed into, you're being forced into this sort of pose or in this sort of small space with that. Okay. However, does anybody notice something else about this picture?
That there's a seventh.
There is a seventh individual.
Is that Logon? What is that?
It is Logon. Logon with his bow and his cape off to the side. His cape is nicely wrapped, nice and close to him. It's keeping him nice and warm. And you can see a contentment / at peace expression on his face.
Quick, get happy on the call. We gotta show him.
So we'll get that, and you can definitely get that into the Discord. But that is your little memento for today's session as we bring it a close nicely ahead, because I think anything else would probably bring us a little bit too close to 8 o'clock. Well, 8 o'clock for me, 3 o'clock for you guys. And kind of a nice finishing point, nice jump off point as we make our way towards either the mountain or the forest. We've got a full session, not quite knowing exactly where we're going, but we think it's the mountain at the moment, even though the coin tried to put us towards the forest. So, but yeah, a little bit of momentum for the party. And yeah, so we'll call that today's session.
Awesome. Excellent.
Yay. How big is this painting? Is it something that we're gonna need something to carry it?
Like a
No,
donkey?
you're looking like a
like a donkey.
No.
Is it like Mona Lisa size, or is it like,
yeah,
the
it's
Night's
closer.
Watch?
No, it's like closer to sort of Mona Lisa size.
All right.
And
Yeah,
it's got
like
to
maybe
dry,
like-
right?